Semi-final number 1 of our day then. Referee in charge is Harry Smith. This is the best of 11 sets.
Best of 11, first to 6. Doesn't seem so long since Scott Mitchell finished off that match against Scott Waits last night. People say, will he be tired? Will he be there? He's a farmer, of course he'll be there. He's used to getting up at 6 in the morning. Farmers don't do sleep.
No, they don't. And today was probably a lie-in for him. I think that's a fabulous point, John. Based on these guys and their usual trades away from the hockey, they probably did have a lie-in this morning.
Yep, Wayne up and about, working down in the Ronda as a roofer. Very fit guy for his age, 57 now. Daughter and young son watching on. Scott, 49. Wife Sharon will be tucked away somewhere in the shadows. His daughter Katie here as well. The bookies have got Scott Mitchell as the 7-4 on favourite to win this.
Yeah, I think that's probably based on experience of getting through this stage of the tournament before.
95.
And who he's just defeated.
Wayne was a wee bit jittery, I thought, against Chris Landman, but by goodness, didn't he polish him off in that last set?
Magnificent stuff in that final set, because
100.
Landman was coming back at him. It was 4 sets to 3 to Warren. Questions were being asked, and he comes back in a 5-leg set with winning legs of 11, 13 and 13.
Averaging 106.
106 average, .41 in that final set for Wayne. And he was on double 10 on the first leg after 12 as well. Just a fabulous set. He's going to need some of that today.
Well, they know
60.
each other well. You heard them talking about previous times they've faced each other in internationals, in big competitions. Most recently, it was in the Denmark
100.
Masters in 2013 when Scott won it 6-3.
That could be the score today, but in sets.
140.
Well, I think Mitchell justifiably the favourite. That's putting the throw under a little bit of pressure. Wayne Warren won't want to be losing his throw first time out. Won the Antwerp
55.
Open this year. Runner-up in the England Open and the Swedish Open. Wayne Warren, that is.
It's in. So he's thinking maybe 25 to create the 2-dart shot, or maybe the 57.
139.
Well, that's a
Wayne,
brilliant
you require
visit.
170.
62 left, so well, had he got the treble 20, he'd have certainly been looking for the bullseye finish. But under pressure,
38.
he now loses the initiative.
62.
An early break. It looks like Scott Mitchell is just picking up where he left off.
First game shot on the first leg. Scott
Great
Mitchell.
first leg.
Second leg is Scott to throw first. Game on.
Scott Mitchell was sweating it up last night on a stage that was very, very hot. Lots of people here on Friday night, but he was up for it. And he didn't complain about anything last night. He looked so focused. And as I said last night, I think he looked as focused as he did when he won this title back in 2015.
100.
Well, I said that was what Wayne Warren certainly didn't want, and on the back foot from the outset.
I'm sure that's something you don't want to do in roofing either. You don't want to be on the back foot up there. I would imagine Wayne sees some beautiful sights being on the roofs of the Ronda. Some beautiful views there, haven't they?
140.
Just over that top wire of the treble. Farmy Army on tour. Good reply.
140.
Yeah, Wayne Warren is going to need some 180s this afternoon. In his previous game, he had 15, which is a great tally for one match. And he played 8 sets. I think he might need to up that somehow.
130.
Getting from 201, Mitchell scores a very big shot to leave himself on a 2-darter, and Wayne Warren has no answer right now.
Oh, that's not what he needed.
28.
So, 71.
Scott, you require 71.
Treble 13 would leave double 16. Looks as though he's going that way. 18 for tops. For 2-0.
Yes, those games are on the
Beautifully
second
done.
leg.
He's getting just the start he wanted, Nico.
Third leg is
I'd love to know what he's saying to himself before that third dart, because the lips were moving. And on a couple of occasions yesterday, he'd scored a treble 20 and a single 20.
40.
And he said to himself 140 and thinking nothing less. But just before he hits that tops there, he said something to himself, and maybe that's part of the sports psychology that Tony O'Shea was referring to at the top.
You'll see last night the
100.
emotion of the moment. Losing his father in the last year with whom he was so close, Scott Mitchell. And I think if he were to be champion here again
80.
this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw quite a lot of tears of joy, and also the memory of what was back in 2015, and the man who's been so close to him, of course, throughout his life.
Yeah, absolutely right. You know, there was an outpouring of support for Scott
125.
around that time. As you see that somewhat unfortunate collision for Wayne Warren, and after that he's had another bounce out. But the
81.
segment that we saw just before the match, John, we were both saying that was fabulous to watch for both guys. Really, really nice insight.
Just ordinary lads up there with an amazing talent, anything but ordinary.
41.
But it's one of the appealing things about not only BDO darts, PDC darts as well. You know, these are ordinary fellas who just happen to be very good at darts.
Correct. I'm reminded
95.
about my mate Johnny Clayton from West Wales, who is a fabulous plasterer. Better dart player though.
Another one who's a good fella.
85.
Starting to slip a little bit in this third leg, Scott Mitchell. He's had a 43 and an 85, but he's still in control. A dart ahead here. There'll be some statement to win this first set.
45.
3 legs to 0 with 2 breaks of throw.
Scott, you require 150.
150. Looking up the board. Can't finish now.
A lot of the young bucks these days go for 619s and double 18, but
Wayne, you require
Mitchell likes to
160.
persevere on the 60. I don't mind that plan. It's exactly what Wayne needed too. It's coming up dry too many
60.
times.
Scott, you require 90.
So here he comes for 90. 70 required. 20 would leave bullseye. The bullseye opportunity for the opening set. Good line.
60.
Just over pitched it slightly.
Wayne, you require 100.
More of a Yorker as opposed to a length delivery, that one. Now it's tops for Warren to get off the mark.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so it's going down the
Top
third
right hand
leg.
corner 60, top left hand corner with the tops.
Bartle settling down. He'll
Fourth
feel
leg
as though
is
his
Scott
match has
to
started now.
first.
Scott Mitchell with the darts, looking to serve it out now for the
Game on.
opening set, but at least Wayne Warren is into it, and that'll just calm those butterflies, those big match nerves.
I completely agree with you. Earlier in the tournament we had Denny Alderkalter playing against
100.
Mario van der Bajara, and Mario's 11 legs up to 0 because Denny hadn't hit a double. The longer you go without hitting a double, the harder it becomes.
81.
Scott will want to polish this one off. Right here, though.
First dart's been great so far.
85.
Couple of loose shots in the last couple of legs, which he's going to have to polish up, but still got his advantage of throw here. As Wayne still trying to find his
55.
somewhat usual consistent range on the 60. Hasn't been there yet.
Yeah, he hasn't been scoring particularly well, Wayne Warren. The match really has yet to take off, to my way of looking at it. I think it's got another couple of gears that it'll go to
85.
at some point, as Scott maintains an advantage, 134 ahead.
It's England captain against the former Wales captain, of course. That's a much better visit from Wayne.
140.
More like it, good grouping, better consistency, packed them together. So 231 Mitchell, trying to just set up a finish. Well, that's not what he
58.
required. He wanted rather better than that.
From 2-3-1, if you only get a single, 20 to start with, you go 19 and 25, and Warren's had another one fall out the board.
40.
That was very unfortunate, clipping the top of the 60 wire. By virtue of that, Mitchell's got 6 from 173 to get the first set done.
Yeah, it looked as though he was going to be under pressure, but he's the favourite now. Could do with a treble though, that's
57.
not great. 57 from 173.
Could be enough. He was polishing off finishes like that last night, Scott Mitchell, but now he's going to have to take it.
Well, 85's not a bad leave for
you require
Wayne Warren.
116.
So Mitchell 116 for the opening set.
Great life for the 60.
Treble 20 to leave. He's got it to leave double 18 for 116. Just the wrong
98.
side of the wire. Can't be any closer.
When you require 85.
Really thought that was going. Wayne needs the 51 now, and he pulls both of those darts left of their targets. And Mitchell
25.
has a choice here. He can split
Scott,
or
you
he can go
require
straight for
18.
double 9. Straight for it.
Not a bad marker. This time, he takes it.
Yes, let's
the
go to
opening
the
set.
first set.
The Mitchell fans
Mitchell.
celebrate. And the big farmer is ahead. He leads one
Second
set to nil.
First leg, it is Scott to throw first.
Well, Wayne Warren has started somewhat edgily
Game on.
in this game. First set yesterday, he was touching 100 average most of the time. But you get the feeling with Scott Mitchell in this game, he's a little less relaxed than he was against Scott Waits.
121.
Those figures telling you that Wayne Warren hasn't really turned up yet. An average of 75, which is pretty ordinary. Scott Mitchell on 88. This is more like it from Warren.
139.
Scott Mitchell doing what he needs to do, keep Wayne quiet, which will also in turn keep his supporters quiet.
121.
Crowd urging one of these players to start peppering those treble 20s to get the opening 180 of the match.
140.
Plenty of time for that.
Oh yes,
Great crowd today.
plenty of fancy dress, all with the signs and messages
47.
supporting their favourites.
I've seen a cardboard cut out of Jackie Chan out there as well, which is a new one on me at a darts venue.
What's that about? Has he got a
60.
darting connection? Wasn't Paul Lim, was it? It's definitely Jackie Chan.
Oh, it could have been Paul Lim. If it is Paul Lim, I'm totally on board with it. The man who hit the last 9 darter in this championship 30 years ago.
85.
A statistic which needs to be put away. Paul Hogan came so close to it. You saw there Scott Mitchell taking plenty of time getting away from the board. There's no rule about how long you can
84.
take.
Scott,
There
you
isn't
require
a clock on them.
127.
If you want to take your time, you take your time, and Scott Mitchell does. 127, treble 15 or treble 17 would have done. Bullseye now.
102.
Again, the line is good.
When
This
you
time he's
require
just
78.
underneath, whereas last time he went for the ball, it was way high. So Wayne has tops,
38.
plenty of room for it. And Mitchell
Scott, you
can hold
require
here
25.
after a minor scare.
Looking at the 9, gets it for double 8. Double 4, t'other side. Yes, there it
Yes,
is.
game shot,
Hold
the
a
first
throw.
leg, Scott
Mitchell
Mitchell.
getting the start he wants
Second leg, it is
on
Wayne
the
to
second
throw
set.
first.
He was under
Game on.
pressure. Warren not taking his opportunity.
You mentioned yesterday about making the semi-finals. You're guaranteed a
100.
spot in next year's championship. And both of these guys will love that. It's a small thing though, because all they want to do this week is win the title. But thinking ahead for the next 12 months, they can start to plan a little bit
100.
easier, knowing that they will return.
Yeah, and plan to go wherever it is. The charm of the BDO World Championships has been there once again this year. And I don't think too many people who've actually come down to the Indigo here at the O2 have been saying that too much was wrong. It's been a good atmosphere and we've seen some fine darts.
I think the best
100.
advertisement for this championship was the chat with Wayne and with Scott prior to this match. It had a lovely insight into what these players are really, really like.
60.
Not got up to
60.
anything like the levels of which these two men are capable so far.
Well, throughout this championship, Scott Mitchell's been tested
80.
different types of players, and maybe what Scott is trying to do here is just keep things placid, not trying to feed Wayne Warren, who does tend to get pumped up.
Here it is, that's the first, and I would think the first of many.
Wayne require 161.
And is it going to be a big response? It's a possible checkout, not now though, so Scott Mitchell will come back needing 61 for the break of throw. That's a great last dart,
Scott, you require
but Mitchell
61.
now with a chance.
This will hurt if it goes. It's a beautiful 25. Just sneak it in through under that. Oh, and he's done it.
That's game show on the
What a
second
beautiful
leg,
conversion from Scott Mitchell, and that will hurt Wayne. He was just
Third
starting
leg
to find
is
his
Scott
range a
to
bit
throw
more.
first.
The village boy on his tractor,
on.
as he describes himself, is going very nicely indeed.
It's beautiful to hear that, isn't it? Just how humble he is. At the end of the day, we're all
60.
just people, and we have a little bit of talent, and all we want is the opportunity to show it. Wayne's been playing for a very,
45.
very long time. Played with some of the Welsh greats, the likes of former finalist Richie Davies, Marshall James, who made the final in '97, Mark Webster, Martin Phillips. I could go on and on.
He's not, doesn't disguise the
83.
fact that he's got a few years under his belt, but he's very proud of the fact that he's fit as a flea and still throwing great darts.
Do you remember Richie Davies?
140.
Remember his nickname?
No, go on.
Lamb Chop. Very clever man on computers.
Why lamb chop? Was it down to his whiskers or something?
I actually never looked into it. I'm not sure that I wanted to.
Moving swiftly on. And again, Warren
45.
not finding the big numbers when he needs them, and Mitchell is cruising away here. One more leg and he's already 2-0 up.
Way too many times in this match so far, Mitchell has found that first start upper echelons of that 60, and he's starting to knit them together really nicely.
Maximum number 2. And there's only one man who's really performing at the moment.
95.
So 38. He might choose to split this.
38.
No, he's going straight at it, I think. Sign of a man who's confident. Well, he's split it now
22.
and leaves double 8.
He doesn't mind a double 19. He hit one of those on a 158 checkout in the last set of his winning year.
140.
He certainly did when he beat Wolfie
Scott, you
in
require
that brilliant
16.
final in 2015, which Scott took by 7
Yes,
sets to
that's going
6.
for the second set.
And there's the double he
Mitchell.
wants. And here it's
First
2-0.
leg is Wayne to
Moving
throw
on
first.
confidently.
Game on.
Will it be Super Mario or Jim Williams
60.
awaiting in the final?
You do still have the possibility of an all-Welsh final, of course, if Warren wins here and Jim Williams wins tonight. And that's never happened before. There have been all-Welsh games, but never an all-Welsh final.
100.
Those doubles not really telling a story at this stage. The message of the match really has been the fact that Mitchell has so heavily outscored Warren.
That's not usually the case. The strength of Warren's game is the scoring element.
Perhaps nervous, perhaps just taking time to settle.
I think at this point, John, we have to say that the quick turnaround of 15 hours between games for Mitchell is not a factor.
I honestly didn't think it would be, you know, because of his lifestyle, it's something that he's used to. You know, he'll be up at 6 o'clock every morning normally, as a farmer. You know, these guys put the hours in, and he still has a social life. So, you know, he's not going to bed at 8 o'clock every night.
I wouldn't be surprised if Scott survives on 4 or 5 hours sleep a night.
Oh, there's a
13.
not good darts again from Wayne Warren. As Mitchell, well, can he get a break in the opening leg of this third set? An interval at the end, of course, at the end of 3 sets. And if it's
60.
3-0 Mitchell, you'd really wonder about whether or not Warren has the capability to haul himself back from that sort of a deficit.
Realistically, Scott Mitchell will not have thought about the scenario of being 3-0 up. He will have thought, okay, I want to get to 2-1. But 3-0 would be a huge bonus.
41.
That's a chance missed. Advantage in this leg, back with the Welshman.
That last dart was probably the worst one that Scott's thrown in this match so far. A little bit late on the release and a bit of shoulder
60.
came in. But he's not punished.
If he gets 140 here, he will be. No,
26.
It's catching.
When you require 108.
I think Scotty Dog's seen a fly. 107 still possible. Not anymore. Would have been 57 and ball. The only way you can get 107 with 2 darts. Mitchell
So you require
has had a couple
146.
of visits to forget.
Treble 10 might be looking at here.
Yeah, traditionally it is.
Thinks. Oh, great dart.
110.
Fine dart.
When you
There are
require
1 or 2
68.
little fluttering critters up there on stage. Double 4. Oh, well done. That's more like it.
First leg, Wayne Warren. Second leg is Scott to
See,
throw
Wayne's
first.
actually got that
Game on.
front hand-on type of guide. It's like he's trying to show his palm to the board before he throws the dart. And when he releases it, it comes out. The point climbs to the sky and then corrects
41.
itself. The dart, when it hits the board, it's very flight upright, as you can see.
Scott Mitchell has just gone off the boil at the moment, and that's enabling Wayne Warren to come back with his opening maximum there of the match. That brings the match tally to 3.
Maybe this match is just starting to heat up a little bit. And there you go.
Great response. That's more like it, Scotty.
It's a shame that there's a break at the end of this set because
100.
both guys are starting to feel it now.
.180 with the last visit. Backing it up with a ton.
100.
Not on a finish yet, but with his nose ahead, Scott Mitchell.
He's got to be crafty here from 221, Wayne. And he really, after that first
41.
dart, should have switched to 19s because he blocked all of that 60 bed.
That's not in the treble 20. That is. Oh, good darts.
135.
Nice setup.
Wayne needs to find the single, needs to stay away from those flights. Great single.
140.
Yeah, good dart, that.
Scott, you require 45.
So 45. Oh, that's in the double, so 35 now. 3 double 16. Just one dart at a double. Only one needed.
Yes, that's game show on the second
One
leg.
apiece.
Scott Mitchell.
Exhibition stuff from Scotty Dog.
Third leg is Wayne to throw first.
That's the kind of thing you want to do in an exhibition. Just show that you can hit whatever you go for. But I assure you, he was not going for that. He was expecting 2 darts at tops.
100.
Only needing 1 at 16s in the end. Doesn't matter, he's got the leg. Well, after taking the first 2 sets, Scott Mitchell desperately craves to be 3-0 up at the break, and that will be 2 sets in the bank with breaks in the set.
Well, it's a possibility.
100.
Certainly a worst case scenario for Wayne Warren. Another ton 40 here and he'll be sitting pretty, Scott Mitchell. Oh, it's just the wrong side of the wire and it's a blocker.
60.
Like one of those cards there, don't tell the warden I'm here.
85.
And a good day out, wherever they're from.
Yeah, very accessible Indigo here at the O2, just next to North Greenwich Tube Station.
45.
There's Nick Kenny in the crowd there supporting Wayne Warren, his countryman. He was
60.
eliminated earlier in the tournament by Denny Alder-Coulter.
Plenty down here from Wales. They've come up from Dorset and the neutrals as well. Be a boisterous atmosphere as the day
100.
unfolds.
When you require 156.
156, both of them.
Only one way to get this. Only just shy of getting that second treble, but he gets it to lay up and forces Mitchell to take that exact shot.
Scott, you require 156.
Well, he needs this now, Scott, for the break. Can't see Wayne Warren missing double 8. Another one of those. Yes, double 18. Oh, just the wrong side of the wire.
I thought that was going out.
When you require
Such
16.
a good try. And Wayne Warren has been warned.
Yeah,
Warning
that's
heeded.
game on the third leg. Wayne Warren. Fourth leg is Scott to throw first.
Put Scott under
Game
some
on.
pressure with that. Put Warren under pressure with going so close, but Wayne responded well. I hope he is starting to
100.
feel more comfortable and find a way to do himself justice in this match.
A few of my friends were getting in touch with me yesterday calling Wayne Warren the Welsh Steve Beaton because of his tan and his longevity in the game. I think that's quite the compliment.
I think Wayne would take that.
Great accent, isn't it, the Ronda?
140.
Absolutely.
I've got lots of friends from that area and just sit and listen to them all day.
He's one of these guys who's outdoors most of his life. Hence the
100.
constant bronzed look. If I were outdoor most of my life, I'd look like a tomato. That pale skin certainly doesn't afflict Wayne Warren.
He's looking at the red bit now.
140.
He's up short, but this
Scott, you're
set
above
looks like it's
121.
going to go to the wire.
121 to square it up. Good dart.
Hitting the tops.
81.
Yep, good lay up. Got himself the bullseye to leave 71, just shy on that treble 13, but to come back and have 3 clean darts at tops to take the set all the
60.
way, he will accept that.
Scott, you
So
require
tops.
40. Yes, that's
Good
going on
darts,
the
2 all,
leg.
so it goes down to the decider.
5th leg is Wayne to throw
Well, it's
first.
early, John, but is
Game
this
on.
a must-win leg for Wayne Warren?
Well, it's not quite as dramatic as that, but as I said earlier, if he goes in 3-0 down, that's a great start, by the way.
135.
If he goes in 3-0 down, then it's going to look massively odds on Mitchell.
Could depend on what Mitchell hits here.
60.
Only 60, and Warren is in a good position.
A few Farmy Army chants going up from the Mitchell faithful.
I really hope that thing catches on.
41.
It is doing.
Now that Raymond van Barneveld is retired, we'll let Scott Mitchell have the Farmy Army chant wherever he goes.
100.
Bad visit last time out for Wayne Warren. And
41.
another poor visit. And surely Scott Mitchell's thinking, he doesn't want this. I can take this away from him. But he's not doing so. 60 to get somewhat level.
43.
This is an edgy leg.
Very much so. They both realise the significance of it. Oh, this is just what Wayne needed. This is what he can do. Oh, that's unlucky. That is so
120.
unlucky. Doesn't count. 120 scored on a finish, but 104 would have been better.
It's probably good that the last point was not touching the sisal of the board in the small one, because if it was, he wouldn't be on a finish. Now he is.
45. Wayne, you require
164
164.
plays 253. Advantage Wayne.
A lot of people would have stayed on the 60 there with that lie, because Scott's not on a finish.
Well, maybe it would have been better that way, but that's a great lead. 26 required, and nothing Scott can do about it.
Well, Wayne had a couple of miscounts yesterday, and I'm sure he hasn't left 26 on purpose. I think he might have had a
33.
little think to himself as if to
Wayne,
say,
you require
wow, I didn't mean to do
26.
that. But
Here we go, and there it
That's
is.
game on the 3rd set.
A shake of the head. As much
Thank you,
as-
ladies and gentlemen. 4th set, first leg is Scott to throw first.
So Mitchell with the
Game on.
darts. And wanting to get back on the sort of power scoring that accounted for Scott Waits last night.
100.
Match which incidentally was played in a wonderful spirit. Old friends, the two Scots, England teammates, used to room together. But you wouldn't have thought that they were in
100.
such a huge match. The way they were playing, so many laughs and a little bit of banter between them. They enjoyed every moment, and it was, I said afterwards, it was, yeah, it's kind of a sporting cliche, isn't it, when you say it's a shame that somebody has to
60.
lose, but it really felt like that.
it did. It was a great game, and it was perfect for finishing off Fabulous Friday. Fabulous visit from Wayne Warren. He just knew that was going to go in. I really do back what you just said, John, about playing mates. I was fortunate enough to have some real dust-ups with my close friend Robert Thornton, and not a bad word said. He had a one-leg shootout in the World Championships over 7 sets once, and it was exhausting, but great fun.
Well, matches like that are the ones which linger in the memory.
100.
Scott under pressure here, opening leg of this 4th set. Wayne Warren on 121, a very makeable checkout.
100.
And Scott back on
Wayne, you require
156.
121.
This is more like it from Wayne. 11 bull. He's gone for the 25. The double 18, but he's got the bull, so a big 3.
113.
That's the gamble when you go for the
Scott, you
25.
require 156.
The 156 for Mitchell's not going to go. It's very close the last time he was on it.
100.
But Wayne, after 12
Wayne,
darts
you
on double
require
4,
8.
it's a good start to the fourth set for him.
Double 2.
Yes, that's game shot on the first leg. Wayne Warren.
Yeah,
Break of throw.
Second leg is
Absolutely
Wayne to
what
throw
Wayne would have
first.
hoped for. Back from the interval, and he's thinking, let's hit him early, let's hit him hard, and let's get our nose ahead, and he
Game
has.
on.
well, one for our darts hipsters fans out there. Our referee, Harry Smith. A little bit of Freddie Williams there, a bit of, yes, that's game shot. Don't get too much of that these
45.
days. I'm all for that. Sadly, Freddie's no longer with us, but always remembered. What a referee.
140.
Better from Scott.
I get the feeling this match has had its warming up period. We're just starting to turn the screw ever so slightly now. We'll be used to the temperature on stage.
83.
Little break area to stage left. The temperature is a lot cooler than it is out there. It's nice to have that little break. But
We've had the aperitif, haven't we? We're into the main course now.
108.
Maximum number 3 for Warren, 6th of the match. 3 apiece now.
well, if it is the main course, that's exactly what Wayne ordered.
The averages heading upwards as well.
140.
Mitchell moving up over 90.
Leaving the Della, the 138. He's going to have to take it.
Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. Clunked into the
138.
dart already in the treble 20. 138 can't be done, so 114. Warren for 2-0.
60.
Didn't really scare the
Wayne,
60
you
there,
require
Scott.
114.
And Warren is starting to fight back. Well, that's the one treble he couldn't hit, really. That and the treble 1. Neither of them would have left an opportunity to finish the leg. So 79 left.
So he leaves
54.
60. 78,
Scott, you
Mitchell.
require 78.
There's the 18, 20 for tops. Tops for the leg, for the break of throw.
Yes, that's game shot.
Well played,
Second leg.
and it's 1-all.
Scott Mitchell.
Bounces straight back.
Third
Yeah,
leg. is
most
Scott
players,
to
that single
throw
20
first.
shot is in the way, but Scott's so tall, he can see over the top of it.
6'4", Scott Mitchell is.
Game on.
Do you follow Scott on social media?
I do.
It's very entertaining sometimes. He
140.
puts these little videos out of him on the farm, and I've been very lucky to have conversations with Scott about farm life. It's immensely educational and fun to learn about, but that's immensely fun too.
180.
Maximum number 4 for Warren. Hard life, the life of a farmer.
100.
His son Sam will be holding the reins while Dad here tries to emulate 2015 and go back as champion, but Warren's got other ideas. He's peppering that treble 20.
There's one number maybe flashing before his eyes right now, and that's the number 9.
140.
So back-to-back 180s.
Wayne,
What can he do now?
141.
141 needed. Oh, that's pulled low. Crowd would have loved to see it. Wayne would have loved to deliver it. It's not to be. About the first time we've seen him smile up there.
83.
start.
Scott,
So
you
is
require
Scott,
121.
having been almost on the end of a 9-darter, going to deny Warren here. He could do bullseye. Yes, she
First
has!
game on the third leg.
What a checkout!
Fourth leg is
Oh, that's going to sting if you're Wayne Warren. You only threw 9 darts in the leg,
Game on.
and you were forced to take the 141 to get the leg. Didn't get another shot. Great stuff from Mitchell.
Well, that's what they always say. If you get a 12 darter, it means your opponent's got to get a 9.
The way the standard has been creeping up over the years. We created a little saying a couple of seasons ago. 12 darter is the new 15 darter, because there are that many of them going in.
Well, certainly the levels of this match have been cranked up in the last 15 minutes or so, and here goes Warren again.
180!
He's keeping the statisticians busy. Keeping John's pen busy as well, tallying up those 180s.
100.
6 now, Wayne, against 3 from Scott.
It's been a barrage in the last few legs, considering the start of the match there were none. Now he's not missing at all.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky, sir.
120.
I heard the noise of the barrel hitting the flight. And that flight could be mashed right now. He might have to replace it.
He's just looking at it to see if running repairs are needed,
100.
and decides that he's able to carry on. You see the way it whacked into that flight. Treble 19 for double 12. Right, he goes the 15 route.
60. Scott, you require 161.
Well, Mitchell took the 121. So I'm going to take the 161. I think he's got 80 there. He's definitely got 137.
137.
What a fabulous setup.
Wayne, you require 41.
So Wayne had better get this. 41. Double 16. Oh, crucial
25.
darts, and he had it surrounded. He's furious.
Massive miss.
Scott, you require 24.
Didn't miss it by much. But Mitchell needs 12s. 1 remaining. He doesn't get there, and Warren survives.
That would have been for the set.
Wayne,
Wayne
you
Warren,
require 16.
Double 8 to keep the set alive.
Yes, that's game shot on the
Good
fourth
darts.
leg. Wayne Warren.
Not put off by the moron
Fifth
in the
leg
crowd
is
who was
Scott
shouting
Roberts.
very, very
Game on.
audibly, actually on the key dart.
Yeah, if you want my advice, don't get on the wrong side of Wayne Warren.
100.
He'll make his displeasure known if he is put off in no uncertain terms. 2-2.
Standing room only here today. Jam packed in here.
140.
All on this leg. This fourth set. 3-1 or 2 apiece.
Regardless of what the score is after this leg,
83.
Scott Mitchell has every right to think that he could be 4-0 up. Could be level. And still 4 sets away from tomorrow's final.
140.
Heavier scoring continuing from both men. Warren was very, very sketchy in the early stages.
41.
He's really found his game now. And it's advantage Warren in this deciding leg.
Little shake of the head from Scott there as he walks towards the drinks table. Warren needing more than that.
45.
There's that little yelp to prove my point. One visit behind Mitchell, but he needs to find that red bit now.
60.
Didn't really scare it.
Wayne Warren didn't even watch there. Not a single dart there of that visit, and now he has 6 darts from 176 as a result of another indifferent 3 from Scott Mitchell, and that's a great setup.
Yeah, does not get any better than that. 3 clean darts at double 18 to draw level.
It was all Scott Mitchell in the early
When you
stages,
require 36.
but now double 18 can make it 2-2.
Yeah,
And it does. Wayne Warren is back. He's level. It is now 2-2, and it's the Welsh fans who are making the noise.
Scott Mitchell is having small words with himself at the back of the stage. He's lost his advantage, and now he's thinking that's the start of the match over. Now we have to create a new match. Effectively now it's best of 7 sets.
It is Wayne to throw first. Game on.
Wayne Warren with the darts. 9 dart average that Warren's putting in now. He's outscoring Mitchell, which wasn't the case early on
60.
when he was throwing like a man who was using somebody else's arm.
Many times I've gone to sleep thinking, I wish I could have his arm.
140.
Wayne Warren scores so many 180s consistently through long matches. But after a poor start, the way he's condensed so many 180s into those last couple of sets has been very
45.
impressive.
Well, the in-play odds, the bookies still reckon that Scott Mitchell's the favourite. He's made 13-8 on. Even though it is dead level, it only needs, though, a couple of sets to swing the other way, and that'd all change.
When you look at Wayne Warren's season, you can see why he's so highly seeded. Every event he's attended, he's done well in.
36.
Big runs and wins as well. His last win, the Antwerp Open, in the middle of August. That's more like it from Scott.
140.
Good visit. And on to 121. The one they like. I don't think you'll see Scott messing about with attempting to get a 25 to put that one out, if indeed he does, although he doesn't have to now. He might just set it up. Let's just see what happens with the first dart. Yeah, he played the conservative way. Warren so far back.
90 left. Treble 18 or bull.
49.
I'm gonna have to give him a C- for that effort, but he does have time on his side. He's been so good on shots like 72 in this tournament. He's just been put under a little bit of pressure though.
Scott, you're a class.
Starting to run out of space for the 180s. 20 for tops. This is for a leg against the throw, and beautifully done. Nicely tied it up.
Second leg is Scott to throw.
Some players just thrive
Game on.
when they're put under pressure. Scott Mitchell is definitely like that, and he's played some good darts the last couple of sets, but when he's asked a bigger
95.
question, when Warren equals the set column, he starts to respond.
Wayne Warren's 7th 180 is a noted 180 hitter.
Look how disappointed he was with those 2 darts in the 5, especially after that first one was perfect. Speaking of perfect,
Talking to himself between darts and finding perfection as a result.
this match is young, and we've already got 11 180s in it.
7-4 in Warren's favour.
We can easily double that tally. Where does Scott Mitchell believe he is going to be
99.
at the 6-set interval? If it's 3-3, we could be in for the same kind of match that we had nearly 16 hours ago.
What a nail biter that was. Scott Mitchell beating Scott Waits 5-4.
127.
So 127, Mitchell. Can't do it now with that treble 1.
43.
Real nail biter last night. Might be the same. The way Mitchell started, you wondered whether he was just going to sweep Wayne Warren aside, but not so.
Well, a lot was made of the short turnaround, but whoever wins this match has got an advantage over the other semi-finalists. They have more time to rest for the final.
84, so, well, 14 for the bullseye. Good effort,
59.
not quite.
Wayne, you require 146.
Options. 620s maybe. He's got 4. So treble 10 maybe on the last one.
110.
Really well set up.
Great darts, those
Scott, you
are.
require 25.
25, 9 double 18. And 9 double 16, I beg your pardon. Double 8. Good my mental arithmetic in the
9.
tangled 25, 9 double 8. Scott knew what he was doing.
36.
Well,
Despite losing that first dart.
second time in 2 days I've seen someone miss the board going for a single. Just tension.
Yes,
and
that's
that
going
is
to
no
the
tension
second leg.
from Warren.
Wayne Warren.
Yesterday, Suzuki needed 51 for the match,
Third leg is Wayne to
and she
Rover.
missed the single too low because she didn't want to go anywhere near the treble. Maybe, just
Game
maybe,
on.
Scott was thinking the same, and Warren punished.
Or maybe just a bit casual. I don't know, but either way, it's the immediate break back from Wayne Warren,
140.
proud Welshman with the Cymru flights.
Most guys and girls that you see playing darts in Welsh colours use the
100.
flights like that. Players like Nick Kenny, Mark Webster, when he won the 2008 title, he had flights like that as well.
81.
Treherbert Rugby Football Club among his sponsors.
Great little small rugby clubs in South Wales.
All right, they can play a bit. I bet there'll be a few down the clubhouse who'll be watching right now.
140.
I wonder if they're watching at Eastraginler club in the Swansea region. I went down there once. That was a memorable night.
Any details you care to share with us?
83.
No, absolutely not.
261 Mitchell. Wayne not yet on a finish. Oh, good dart. You can see the advantage there of the height of Mitchell coming in over what looked like
85.
a blocker on that treble.
Yeah, absolutely right. Still advantage Warren. Middle part of the 5th set. You can feel the tension
60.
starting to creep into the game as well.
Annoyed with himself. Why can't I find a treble when I need one? Scott Mitchell over the top. And again. Oh, just
81.
overcooked it with the last
Wayne
dart.
require 137.
Pushed it slightly. And all of a sudden the 137 is possible. Double 10. Oh, the show of the match.
Going down the third leg.
Wonderful 137 from Wayne Warren, and the timing of it.
Fourth leg is
It can
Scott
put him in the
to
position
Rover.
to
Game
take
on.
the set lead for the first time if he breaks Mitchell here.
Yeah, that was a big moment when you're looking at a highlight package of what's happened in the match. That was really significant.
140.
He's in again.
He just knew it was coming.
You did indeed. Getting these 180s for fun now. That's his 8th.
He's halfway to beating his tally in the last match. Well, he got 15.
41.
Mitchell might be in trouble now, because this match is going only one way.
He might be in trouble. The crowd was hoping that it's not to be on this occasion, but he is
140.
right in there again, backing up his 180 with a 140 and in a powerful position against the throw.
2 trebles needed for Scott. He gets them as well.
140.
What a leg this is, as Warren tries to close in on a set winning outcome. Good last start.
85.
He will return for 96, and it will be to go 3 sets to 2 up. Mitchell nearly dropped the dart. He's glad he didn't, because he's put the pressure on the 96.
When you require 96.
Is he going to take this out then and take the set? Mitchell with a very makeable 80 if he doesn't. Treble 20 to leave double 8. Just checking with the scorer what's remaining. He's had a miscount or 2 in his course to this stage of the competition. Doesn't need one now.
Yes,
he needs that, and that brings him the set. Wayne Warren turns to his fans as much as to say, I'm the man up here, and it is working out in my favour. And he now leads it by 3 sets to 2. 3 on the spin.
Sixth set, first leg. It is Scott to
What a way to win it.
first.
96 out.
Game on.
Following the 1-3-7 out, which put him in that strong position. And this match has been turned on its head.
Well, it's brilliant. His brilliant finishing
140.
was a feature of his match earlier on against Andy Hamilton. Very high quality match that, and really the only difference between them was Wayne's brilliant finishing. And he's really started to find his line and his length here. That's as good as the maximum. Perfection from the Welshman.
The way that Warren has played the last couple of sets is as good as anybody's played in this tournament. High scoring, clinical finishing,
100.
the kind of performance that you crave in these semi-finals.
There was that set-winning double 8. Just dragging those 2 left of the intended target.
23.
Well, would you believe it? Perfection and then that.
Well, in darting circles, that's known as a back to normal shot. Like your
60.
words at the end of the set as well, John, about how he was taking his time on double 8, just making sure that it was the right double to go for, because he has had miscounts. He has made some mistakes. Just over 24 hours ago against Landman.
45.
Well, people chuckle and sort of think, what's he doing? But in the heat of competition, easy to do.
And when that adrenaline is popping through your veins,
140.
you can't lose your focus.
Wayne Warren's average for the first time in the match has gone above that of Scott Mitchell now.
Mitchell's done well at the start of this 6th set.
Well, he's got to stop the rot, hasn't he?
125.
Imperative, absolutely imperative that he takes this set.
Treble 7 he wanted, but 1 dart at tops he gets. Oh,
Yes,
begging to be hit. That's a perfect tops from Mitchell.
Scott Mitchell.
Absolutely the start that he'd hoped
Second
for.
leg is Wayne to throw first. Game on.
Break at the end of this set. 4-2 or 3-all. I wonder.
I hope Keane Barry and Leighton Bennett are
100.
measuring their practice upstairs in the practice room, because they might still be up there for a while. That youth final will follow this first men's semi-final. And then, of course,
60.
the ladies take centre stage tonight around 9 o'clock, where it will be Suzuki versus Ashton.
Absolutely all to play for still in this match.
60.
And it's surrounded but couldn't find the treble 20.
She's been quiet today, as Wayne's daughter. Maybe she's been told off.
Maybe we've just put the effects microphone in a different place.
100.
We don't need to do that. Maybe she's nervous for Dad. Don't blame her.
140.
He knows what he's doing, don't worry. But this is still kind of not quite at the sharp end of the match. There's greater pressure situations still to come.
100.
Not at the same level of consistency, Scotty Dog today. He is battling really hard up there, and Warren seems more peppy.
121.
That's good, leaving himself on 80. Favourite now in this leg, on throw to square up the set. Fill it up, Scott. Great dart. 5th maximum for Scott Mitchell.
Wayne, you require.
He needed
80.
all of those. And now Warren only needs. Oh, he only just misses the bust shot. He's very fortunate. You lucky boy. Tops from way downtown to the left. And he's found
Yes,
it!
that's
What a
going to the
world-class
second
dart from
leg.
Wayne Warren!
He was almost hanging his head in
Third leg
shame.
is Scott to
And then he
Sorofa.
finds that.
Game on.
That is a quality dart after almost blowing it.
He's probably thrown that double top shot from 5 feet
100.
left of where he usually throws, because the flights were all in the way. Boy, that was a great dart. And Mitchell was hoping that he was going to get another visit to the board and take 61 for the lead of 2-0.
That was a fabulous 180, which had put the pressure on, wasn't it? But Wayne withstood it. What's all that about? Looks like a bit of a party going on.
We weren't invited, John.
104.
Story of my life nowadays.
Mitchell looking to rebound. He's put himself in decent positions after 6 darts a lot in this match, leaving the likes of 2-6-1.
100.
Again, he gets to 1-6-1 after 9. That's good. He has to rely on Warren not maxing again, which is possible.
Looking for number 9. Oh, unlucky.
120.
Another bounce out. Clunked off one of those darts, I think.
Scott, you require 161.
161 then for the holder throw. He's got 6 darts from here. That's not lying well, and you see he has to work along the ocky. Good dart.
He's done it again with that height of his. That's good enough.
99.
He will get a shot for the leg when he returns. Just feel the pressure's about to be applied. He gets the 60 he craved.
100.
Well, this is the business
Scott, you
end.
require
62.
62.
12 maybe for tops.
42.
Opportunity beckons for Wayne.
Fine
You require
margins.
81.
Width of a wire away from 2-1 in the 6th. Wayne gets one shot at the bull. Wasn't close.
46.
Double 10 then for the holder throw to get Mitchell's
You
nose
require
ahead.
20.
Ahead again in this 6th set of the match. And he gets it, so it's 2-1.
Scott Mitchell.
Trailing by 3 sets to 2.
4th leg is Wayne to throw first. Game on.
It's the same referee as the Scott Derby last night, Harry Smith. He's had a pretty quick turnaround as well, hasn't he? Of 15 hours between these 2 great games.
100.
Young lad, he can cope with it. When you're his age, you can be on the squash court at 9 o'clock in the morning after a big night out.
140.
Middlesex Darts is in the house. Great players from that area of the country.
And Brian's 51 today.
Congratulations, Treble 17.
140.
They're enjoying themselves, certainly here.
Hasn't been this loud all week. Real buzz about the place today. Why wouldn't there be?
Well, so there should be.
Even Jackie Gernthals is sitting down.
Oh, it's a long day. He'll be pacing himself. There's his 9th maximum.
They say 14 maximums in the match. Not finished yet. Mitchell again leaves 161.
So 81.
81.
This to square up the match. taking his time, setting himself, and he's blown it with a 2, so 79 remaining. No finish now, so Scott Mitchell with an outside chance as Wayne makes a little bit of a hash of that.
Well, he was unconvincing, John, on which shot he wanted. Didn't know whether to go treble 19 or treble 13. With his indecision, it wasn't a good dart at the 39.
He didn't commit to it, did he?
Not at all.
Scott, you require 161.
It may not matter, but if Mitchell takes this 161, it will have.
We will see. That's a perfect first dart. Treble 17, just over pitched. So Wayne Warren will get another chance.
97. Wayne, you require 56.
To go to the 5th leg decider.
Yes,
Does it again.
On the 4th
And
leg.
we now have
Wayne
the
Warren.
biggest leg of the match. It's either going to be 3-3
Scott
or
to
4-2
throw
Warren.
first. Game on.
His daughter there with the red hair was getting into full volume, bellowing her support to Wayne.
100.
And it is now 2-2. 3-2 Warren leads. What a massive leg this is. Huge. Nothing between them in the averages now, both on 93.
15th 180 of the match. Welsh contingent loving that.
Number 10 for Wayne Warren. And back comes Scott Mitchell. That was an evil deflection.
100.
But 3 perfect darts. He's in search of 9.
This is arguably the biggest leg of Wayne Warren's career.
26.
Back to normal.
Can't believe he's done that. He cannot believe it. So back with advantage, Mitchell. Quality.
140.
He's on a finish.
You mentioned he got an evil deflection in the previous visit. He got a very kind one there to sneak that second 60 in. But Wayne, 180, 26. And he gets 180 again.
125.
It's a good lead though.
Scott, you require
Yeah, so it's
161.
It can be done, of course. Maximum checkout, and he'll have a chance to go for it after Scott failing to get the 161, just trying to put plenty of pressure on, and does. I tell you what a terrific dart that was.
When you require
What a terrific
170.
recovery after the one. If Wayne Warren had hit that, we would have remembered that forever.
Well, we've got a break at the end
60.
of this leg, and Scott Mitchell now can
Scott, you
take
require
this
40.
double 20 to make it 3 sets all. That should be a good marker, working down. Oh, he's overcooked it, double 10. But he makes no mistake there. And the first real
game now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Obviously, Scott got the better start. Wayne's fought back. But then
Game on.
back comes Mitchell to equalise. Let the plot thicken.
81.
That most definitely will be something that will happen in the next hour or so. He's come back with the perfect start.
125.
He's trying to fire it into the left-hand side of that treble bed.
These are the games that you dream about when you're
100.
playing Super League darts or local darts. When you start out, you want to be involved in these classics that go really long. And everybody around us in the break was saying this one's going to go deep.
140.
First to 6 sets, longer
97.
formats in the semi-finals. Final with first to 7 tomorrow evening. Be sure to join us on Eurosport for the thrilling conclusion to the week's action. Tonight we've got the
60.
women's final as well as the second men's final, and this match being followed by the youth final, with young Leighton from Lincoln trying to defend his title from last year. It's the 11th maximum of Wayne Warren's match.
It's just flipped the leg on its head with that 180. Now it's out of Scott Mitchell's hands. That's what Wayne Warren does to you. times those 180s, all
When
of a
you
sudden he
require
comes from
43.
nowhere to steal it from you.
Double 16. Double 8. And he's stolen it. That's precisely what's happened. And he gets the opening leg
Second leg
of
is
our
Scott
7th set here at Indigo.
Game on.
Scott looking to add to the tally that he has. He's got one glittery golden star above his left pocket. Wayne craving that first star to
140.
join the plethora of Welsh World Champions. Welsh darts in a very good place right now. All over the circuits. Gerwyn Price, who was here earlier in the week,
43.
supporting the players. And Wayne doing a fabulous job alongside Jim Williams, who plays this evening in the second semi.
Just while I think about it, he'd be too modest to mention it himself.
43.
Tony O'Shea's in the process of writing his autobiography. I will definitely, most definitely, be getting a copy of that when it comes out.
I'll be in front of the queue for that one, John. You're going to have to beat me to it.
He has a million stories, and it will be a
85.
rattlingly good read.
Ever so slightly. We've shared a post-shift libation with Tony on a few occasions over the years, and he has enlightened us to some of those stories.
140.
But who's going to write their own story today and tomorrow?
They're down from Scunny. That's the Lincolnshire mob. They're from Scunthorpe.
He should have come dressed as Kevin Keegan. Isn't that where he's from?
59.
It's that neck of the woods, yeah. Ian Botham played for him as well.
Well, they're going to love it if Leighton Bennett wins.
Lincoln lad lives up near the Bale in the beautiful heart of
100.
historic Lincoln. I know I'm a bit biased, but it really is beautiful up there.
Yeah, gorgeous county. Well, Scott needs the 54 now to line up tops.
84.
Not what he wanted.
When you require
Possibly
158.
the worst thing he could have hit, going for that treble 18, but it's not the be-all and end-all right now. He needs to convert it next time.
Wayne not able to get anywhere near 158, so let's see what
60.
Scott can do now. 90, this
Scott, you
is
require
for the hold
90.
of throw. Imperative, I think, that he wins this leg. Double 15. Well, it might slide out of his
82.
grasp now.
When you require
It
98.
might, because if Warren gets one of those bits of lipstick to start with, he hasn't, but he needs the 54, and he's slipped into the single 4 over the treble 18 this time, and Scott Mitchell returns.
They weren't bad darts,
66.
were they? They only missed by
Scott,
fractions.
you require 8.
Got punished for it. Double 4. Double 2. This is a massive dart for Mitchell. No,
6.
sir. Now, key moment in the match, maybe.
When you require 32.
I think so. Mitchell hasn't really returned very sharp from the break.
Yeah,
And Warren is taking advantage.
Second leg. Wayne Warren.
Well, I said that fatigue didn't really seem to be troubling him, but he threw some
Third leg
tired
is
darts in
Wayne
that
to
leg.
throw first.
The efforts at double 4 weren't brilliant, so
Game on.
those kinds of shots he's going to have to manufacture again and take out next time.
He'd like to just bounce straight back and hit Wayne Warren. Warren will have other ideas. Hammering the treble 20 once more. Brilliant way to start.
140.
Someone's going to be... Oh, he's looking for that fly again.
Need Peter Sellers to tell him what it is. It's a myth. Cato.
100.
Good ton from Scott after being distracted. Welsh contingent looking a little bit edgy.
But he's closing in, perhaps on this set. Only needs this leg and he's there.
81.
280 remaining.
Who's your favourite Welsh player of all time, John?
Well, I mean, obviously, sentimentally, you have an affection for Leighton Rees, don't you? Because it's the stars of your youth. Those are the people who have the biggest impact on you as a sports fan. So I guess for me, Leighton Rees.
Big characters in Welsh darts, like Alan Evans, who had a fierce rivalry with Eric Bristow.
Alan Evans was Tony O'Shea's old mucker. This is better.
140.
So 140, this is for the sets, Paul.
When you require 140.
Most occasions he'd have 6 from here. He'll take the ton now. Oh, lovely dart that is. Just bypassed the blocker. And a great single. Second time he's done that in this match.
Scott, you require 161.
161. Can't be done. So Warren just tops needed now to take the advantage
90.
once more in this match and to go ahead 4-3.
40.
The more this match progresses, the more it suits Wayne Warren. Tops for the set. Ever closer. Not close
20.
enough.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Can we please show
I thought he was
respect
going
to
to
the
get
players
that.
and make sure you do not call out whilst they are throwing. Thank you. Scott, you require 71.
Old-fashioned glare from Wayne Warren and the words of admonishment from the young referee. Tops.
31.
As Paul said, you don't really want to be upsetting Wayne.
When you require 20.
Wayne will not be upset if he gets 10s. It'll be 4-3. Push that wire inside. 5-5. Gets it.
Yes, that's game shown.
He wanted the red bit. He got the green bit. They're both Welsh colours. And he showed that person who shouted out just what he's made of.
Yeah, there was an old-fashioned keep your mouth shut.
Throw first.
And you can make as much rattle as you like. I can still deal with it. But he is not happy.
I know all too well how he feels. Because I've had that reaction many times. And it feels good when that double goes in.
100.
If I were to be not commentating, if I were to be sitting in there and had seen that and was sitting anywhere near the man or woman responsible, I think I might have just said, just be careful.
140.
Look at that. That'll get the adrenaline pumping a bit.
The Ozzy Osbourne Appreciation Society there, I think.
I was going to say bikers, but I think you were more accurate with Ozzy Osbourne. I can imagine Ozzy liking the darts.
I can imagine Ozzy liking what goes with the darts.
Of course, Ozzy's got the same wife's name as Scott, Sharon.
100.
Oh, a sad little setback in life. Never mind.
Cheer up, mate. Let's look at the darts to watch.
101.
Not the end of the world.
Putting the no in gnome. Was he a Smurf? Well, Mitchell has got problems.
100.
Yeah, he's
Warren's
under,
doing better.
160.
it's not beyond the realms of possibility that Wayne takes this out. No, it's not going to happen, but he just sensed that the momentum of this match slightly lying with the Welshman. He'd better get this 101.
101.
Well, to get something that you very rarely see, the 5-ton game, he's not going to get it. Somewhat old school darts from Scott Mitchell.
41.
And Wayne Warren needs 520s, 60 tops.
This for an instant break of throw. 100 required. 80 left. He may go tops. No. Went the conventional way, looking for double 10.
60.
Scores 60, and that's
60.
what Scott requires. He was picking these off with ease last night. Tops has not been kind to him at all.
Usually so strong up there, Scott Mitchell, but it's just
When you
letting him
require
down.
40.
Tops now. Wayne Warren for a break-up throw. And it's there.
Yes, that's game on the first leg. Wayne Warren.
Everything is going the way of Wales right
Second
now.
leg is Wayne to throw first. Game on.
He tends to flip-flop between two different coloured shirts, Wayne Warren. He's got the red and white one, which is quintessentially Welsh, and then the black and iridescent yellow.
85.
Both a little bit old school as well. You don't see many dart players these days in the old bowling collar shirts. It's more the stuff that Scott Mitchell's wearing right now, the breathable fabric with the zip,
45.
a bit more design work.
Good knowledge on fabrics there. Wayne's wife.
It's another reason they call him the Welsh Steve Beaton, because
100.
Steve Beaton's one of the only other players who wears those kind of bowling collar shirts these days.
Scott Mitchell, one on the floor.
If you drop the dart, you're allowed to retrieve it.
It's not
then
happening
throw
for
it.
Scott, is it?
It's not.
60.
He's not physically tired, he might be mentally tired. It's a long old week, isn't it, for these players?
It is. It's a punishing schedule, physically and mentally. And Wayne Warren in uncharted territory, trying to get to his first world final.
137.
That's better. Still advantage Warren. And he's
Very
closing in
140.
beautifully.
Oh, very much so now. Great 140. To leave 81 after 12. Forces Mitchell to switch potentially now. Has to.
99.
So this is for 2-0, 81.
When you require 81.
Looking at the bottom of the board. Went for treble 15. That leaves the bullseye.
56.
He's not being kind to him. He's had a few shots there, and everyone
Scott, you require
hasn't found the
160.
target. Maybe saving one for later in the match. The big out is not going to go. And Warren is going to return for double 8, you would feel.
100.
9 double 8.
When you
That'll
require
be the way he
25.
goes. Double 8.
Yeah,
Beautifully done.
So game's on the second leg.
Beautifully done.
Wayne Warren.
And he's 2-0 up and looking
Third
in
leg is
control
Scott
of this
to
set
throw
now.
first. Game on.
5-3. It could be after this leg.
He's still staring at that portion of the crowd. Maybe he's using that person as motivation now.
100.
Extra motivation.
I think he's remembering the face. His family are down there as well. But if somebody's upsetting him,
60.
he might go and have a word.
I sincerely hope for that person's sake that they are wearing fancy dress.
Go and buy a mask.
Or a hat. Or
38.
sunglasses. Or both.
Mitchell, meanwhile, ahead in this leg that he has to win.
There's been some good stuff from Mitchell in this match, but more often than not,
45.
in key sets, he's had bad scores to back up good scores, not great scores. In this leg, proof of that, ton, followed by 38. Just starting to lose his range.
That was family Warren we saw there,
100.
watching on. Well, they're going to be celebrating later on. 396 now, Warren requiring. Good darts.
137.
I'm not really sure the origin of the nickname Yank. I know it's a long-standing nickname of his.
Well, he got given it as a kid, apparently.
I've had someone on social media get in touch with me during the break asking why is he not called the Rabbit.
180.
Good darts. Setting it up nicely on 83.
That wouldn't be inconceivable. Johnny Clayton is the ferret. Let's go 140.
140.
Probably the wrong shot to go for
Scott, you
on
require
dart 3,
83.
83 to keep the set alive. Bull. Great darts.
Yes, that's game shot on the third leg. Scott Mitchell.
we could be looking at that bullseye checkout
Fourth leg
in a
is
set of
Wayne
two's time
throw first.
as massive.
Game on.
If he can somehow win the next 2 legs, he could break Wayne Warren's spirit.
Doesn't look in danger of getting dispirited at the moment.
100.
Because at the point of 2-0 and 4-3 up, Wayne's probably thinking, I've only got to get one more leg to get 5-3 up. But if Mitchell can just stay there.
140.
This is where experience comes into play. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt.
Great darts from Warren, putting himself 100 in front. Scott Mitchell is under so much pressure right now.
Hanging in there though.
100.
Probably still needs a mistake from Wayne, a mistake that isn't coming. And never, it's got to be a 140. Just inevitable.
140.
Advantage Warren.
Needs to match him. Squeeze one in between the two.
140.
He has somehow done it. Wonderful dart.
When you require.
There's your Jackie Chan.
121.
Here enjoying the darts. 121 for Wayne Warren. Looking at the 11. Oh, he's gone the other way. Well, that's bizarre.
Why, oh, why would you do that? Mitchell will love the fact he didn't go 11 bull and has missed the 45. He knows now, after looking at the monitor, that he shouldn't have done it. He didn't think that Mitchell was on a finish. He is, Wayne. He's on the same one as you.
Well, he had a big aberration
81.
yesterday and he's done the same again. And Mitchell now can punish him. 121. Warren leaving it on tops, but this is makeable. Now, treble 17 would leave the bullseye. He's got it. Bull for 121. Oh,
Yes,
huge
that's
checkout.
Bull.
That is absolutely massive in the match. And Wayne Warren made a big error and was punished.
Fifth leg is Scott to throw.
The question was
first.
asked. The opportunity was there and he's grasped it.
Game on.
It could not be bigger than that. A bullseye out again from Mitchell to break the throw and keep the set alive.
This is why we love darts. You never know. Just looked as though Mitchell was starting to
100.
fade, looked as though Warren was closing in, and then one little mistake and bang.
Well, if Warren can come back from that, he could be bulletproof.
180.
Great start. This leg deciding the outcome of this set. Peppering the 180s.
100.
He's been so consistent on the scoring in the last couple of legs. Has Scott Mitchell.
What about this from
40s and the 1-2 on out? That's all he's done.
What about that though for more consistency from Warren? He's asking the question of Mitchell.
Has he got the answer? He knows he needs another. Look at the face. It tells the story. 3 tons aren't enough here. Advantage Warren.
100, the bare minimum, but he'd like more, and he's getting it. Choosing to stay on the 20s. 140 scored.
That's the 180. He leaves 21. So another tactical error. But it doesn't matter, does it? Oh, another ton somehow.
100.
Just in case.
When you
81.
81.
This for the set for 5-3. 16 would leave Bull. Bullseye then. Can he emulate Mitchell? No, not near.
43.
Bullseye has been very unkind
You
to
require
Wayne Warren.
101.
So again, for 5 tons in the leg, this would be enormous, just as big as the 121. 2 darts for 81. Double 12 for the set.
89.
Good effort, but not there. So Wayne Warren has a decision to
Wayne
make here.
Warren
Does he go
38.
straight at it, or does he split it? 38 needed. He chooses to split for double 16. And he's got it! The Welshman takes the set!
He's probably been the most consistent.
9th set, first leg.
Jim Williams in the second semi-final
Game
tonight against Super Mario.
He's going to have to be patient tonight, is Jim Williams, because Mario, unflappable.
And what?
140.
Something along those lines anyway. I've had a message in the break from Matt Withers, who has explained the colours of the shirt of Wayne Warren.
Go on.
And he said black and yellow is
100.
also quintessentially Welsh. They're the colours of the flag of St David, which I did not know. And I want to say thank you to Matt for letting us know that.
Our Welsh viewers will be delighted with the way this is moving along now.
Back where he left off in the previous set, he's just scoring so heavily, making it really hard for Scott to stay in the
60.
Back-to-back ton 40s. And already 120 clear of Mitchell, who hasn't been able to perform quite at the standard that he found
60.
against Scott Waits last night. I suppose Wayne's argument would be, well, I've not let him perform at the level that he performed last night.
Well, Wayne has given himself more chances.
When you require
That's been the key to this match for me.
161 then to hold his throw. Not happening this time. Oh, now. Well,
30.
is that going to be a little bit of a swing in momentum? Can Scott jump on that?
He hasn't got south of 130, which is a huge mistake in that spot. And Mitchell recognises the opportunity. Sensibly
105.
goes to the 25
When you
to
require
create the 2-dot
131.
outshot. 131 is possible. Very possible. Mission complete.
That's game on the first
Phenomenal
leg.
131 out. What a recovery after the back
Second
and
leg
nails
is
of the
Scott
previous
to
visit.
first. Game on.
Wayne Warren inches closer. Only needs to win this set, and the match is over.
100.
Ton from Mitchell, but the way Warren's starting to score now and the finishing he's producing, you almost think a ton's not enough. Loose second dart, but a great adjustment to get back into the red
121.
stuff.
.131 out that way is just so difficult because you have to go and get that big treble first.
41.
Go to the right side and get sometimes a really awkward treble 13 and switch all the way to the bottom left for the 32. It's a great outshot.
That's 2 in, that second one's loose, he might come away and did.
127.
Didn't want to. He was on 380. He was looking to lead 200, but it's the right call to switch and get away from that precarious dart.
Well, that's not really made any big indent, so it's still advantage Warren and a break of throw looking possible, looking to fill it up again. 120 already, moving along the oki and making it another 180.
Scoring Mitchell out of this game. Mitchell trying to get back in it in the best way possible.
It's a great riposte, but 73 now for the break of throw. Well, what a dart. Double 8. Oh,
Yes,
big
that
moment.
gets on the second
The break's
leg.
there, and he holds his finger up. One more needed. One hold of throw,
Third leg
and
is
Wayne
Wayne to
Warren is into the
throw
final.
first.
What a performance. Higher average, higher scoring stats, More 180s
Game on.
after a sketchy beginning in this match where I feared it could be one step too far for Wayne Warren. He has responded amazingly well.
First 2 sets, let's be honest, he was pretty awful, but since
22.
then he hasn't emoted. And Scott hasn't laid down. I mean, he's had moments when he's scored well himself. He's been consistently around that 93, 94 average right through the match.
60.
I think Scott would agree that he's been too up and down in this match. Good set, bad set. Good set, bad set. And unfortunately, Wayne's been too destructive on the 60 too often.
This leg could be the last leg of the match. Is that in the treble?
137.
It certainly was.
What's he got left? Scott knows that if he's going to win this somehow, he's going to have to find a lot of reserve
68.
energy.
5-3 down and 2-0 down. It would be an astonishing turnaround if somehow Mitchell could win from here. He's just got to take it one leg at a time, one visit at a time. Not on a finish yet, but with an advantage.
They always say that the hardest leg to win is the last one. This is not the only opportunity he's going to have. He's going to have 3 opportunities to win the match in this set. Mitchell looking favoured for this one though.
100.
Leaving 104 to 12.
Wayne's scoring touch has just betrayed him in this leg to this date, but that's more like it.
21. Scott, you
Nice lead that actually. 135. 4 tops or 12. He wasn't sure at the start, but it's tops. It's there.
Yes, that's game shot.
He denies Warren a match-winning shot at 135.
The Motown shot.
4 tops.
Fourth leg is Scott to throw first.
So Mitchell now with the darts.
Game on.
The pitch of the set's not changed materially. Warren still just needing 1 to take it. Needs to either break the throw or hold
60.
the throw in what could be a set decider. Nerve ends will be jangling.
Mitchell right now is thinking, I just have to win 2 legs. That's all I got to do. 1 leg at a time, get 2. I'm still in this. Deny Warren any opportunity to win the match. Keep him away from the doubles.
To do that though, he needs to find the big trebles like that.
100.
If he can nick this set, Mitchell, he will make Wayne 3 legs away again. Wayne will feel he's so close. Only 60.
60.
Advantage Mitchell.
Again, the treble betraying Warren. Just needs to find a way between them. And not this time.
60.
He needed more than that. But only if Wayne does that.
95.
Only 95. I'm not really sure who's favoured for the leg at this point.
That's nervy stuff, isn't it? That's a good dart. Lying a little low in the bed, but he follows it. And makes a maximum.
180.
And the reactions there from the crowd. Mitchell fans still cling to belief.
60.
Only 60 for Warren.
Scott, you require
And Mitchell
101.
can deny Wayne a match-winning shot again with 101 this time after the 104 from the previous leg.
81.
Well, that's a big miss. But he'll be back with another opportunity because Wayne not on a finish, 186. But he'll have the darts in the leg decider if Mitchell can close this out.
100.
Tom,
Scott, you
just
require
putting a bit of
20.
pressure on. Let's see if Scott can do this.
It's got to go. It does.
That's game on the fourth leg.
Now.
Scott Mitchell.
What are we confronted with now?
Fifth leg is Wayne to throw first. Game on.
Wayne wins the leg, he wins the match. Mitchell looking to deny him that opportunity.
Little bit of a sense of
24.
nerves on the shoulder of Wayne Warren.
Yeah, there was no real rhythm to that throw. Didn't look assured. And Mitchell is going to stay in his little zone, prod that dart forward, open the hand and propel it forward with moderate aggressiveness.
99.
If we can see any sense of nervousness from our vantage point, you can guarantee Scott Mitchell will know all about it. He'll sense it. And Wayne Warren, just at the moment,
45.
not finding the darts he needs.
I've always said you should never say to your fans, one more leg. You're putting pressure on yourself to get it done. Mitchell looking good.
140.
Looking great.
And Wayne suddenly is chasing the leg and not finding the trebles he needs. Treble 5, yeah. And now he does.
95.
Match time approaching 2.5 hours. Mitchell sensibly looking at the 18s to leave 170. And he went back to the 60 because the lie was better.
Good darts, he's on a finish, first there. Some fool saying up the Owls there, what's all that about? Dear me. Not only a long way from Sheffield, seriously misguided.
Scott, your requirement, 164.
6 darts and 164 to keep the match going. Feel he needs one. Gets one. Bangs that treble. He will return for 64 to be one set adrift.
Now Warren puts some pressure on. Does he ever? He's got 120. Reviewing his options from here. Comes down, finds treble 7. That's not bad. So 64 to keep the match alive.
It's going to be one dart at double 16. He misses, and Wayne Warren
For the match.
2 darts for the match.
The Mitchell fans and the Mitchell family can hardly bring themselves to watch.
Wayne, you require 56.
Wayne Warren needs 56 to make it to the final. Is it the destiny for the boy from the valleys? Tops he needs, 2 darts at it. Can't be any closer. And having to work along the oche, it's a bit of a blocker with the lie.
Best of all
And
from the
now
crowd, please.
The referee has to ask the crowd to be quiet. What a
Yes,
dart!
that's game shot.
What a dart! And Wayne